No.
Now I'm okay. Hi everyone, I'm Liz Hoffman with the Woodlands Yoga Studio, and I'm so happy that you could join me today. As far as some props that you would want available, you definitely want a mat. If you have some blocks available, great. If you don't, they're really not essential, so that's just fine as well. I do want to say out there that we so appreciate all of the donations that we have been getting. They are helping tremendously. My video, along with all the other ones that are on here, will be on the YouTube, Sue's YouTube channel, so check that out, and you'll also be able to access them through Facebook here, because it'll stay on the Facebook page. So, anyways, I miss you all so much. I really do. I can see you all out here, and Nancy, and Leslie, and Pam, and all of you. I love you, and I miss you. But I thought today, one of the things that I've had some difficulty with just over the past couple weeks, yeah, it's been a couple weeks, right, is being present. And honestly, yesterday when I got notification that, oh, yeah, we're going to social distance all the way until the end of April, here's where my mind went. Oh my gosh, we're not even in April. So, you know, and yeah, what a non-positive way to think about things. And so one of the things I've been doing is really focusing on small details and using all of my senses to reel me back in to be present. I've done things like start the oven and then forget to put the food in, right? That kind of stuff going on. So my mind is not exactly present. So on my runs, I have been focusing on there are butterflies everywhere, guys. You need to get outside. Absolutely beautiful. The monarchs are everywhere, and there's other species as well, but just vibrant colors. They're beautiful. Yesterday on my run, I could smell, there's a smell to rain, and I could smell the rain and see the vibrant colors. I could see the lizards, and everything scurrying around. And yes, there's even birds that are mating. So life goes on and love prevails. So I would encourage you to do the same. And in our practice today, let's just practice being present and focusing on the small details. Try to use all of your senses while you're practicing today. Where your foot is placed, maybe even what's going on around you and noticing the sounds around you in your house. So with that in mind, take a comfortable seat and allow your sit bones to root down, and just close your eyes for a moment and notice the quality of your breathing. Notice your chest rising. And now see on this next breath if you can notice your back expanding. And next couple breaths, see if you can expand even more in this back body. That does help create a sense of calm. Good, 2 more breaths. Great. Softly open the eyes, draw your palms together, and join in the sound of Om, if you will, with me, so that we can unite through the sound of vibration, even across Facebook here. So first do a cleansing breath in and out. Inhale fully through your nose. And then exhale, just let it go through the mouth. Let it go. Okay. And we'll begin. Inhale fully. Softly bow your head in the direction of your heart. And we'll slowly start to open up those eyes if you have them closed. Good. And let's just start with some shoulder shrugs here with the breath. So on the inhale, you're going to shrug the shoulders up by the ears and then briefly pause. And then exhale, gently lower it back down. Good. Couple more times like that. So inhale, shrug those shoulders up. And exhale, release. 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. Good. And last one. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, lower. Great. And let's open up the neck a little bit. So you're going to tilt your chin down towards your chest. Good. And then turn your chin over your right shoulder. Tilt your right ear towards the right shoulder. Good. Take your head back. Nice. Left ear, left shoulder. And then turn your chin over your left shoulder. And come back through center. Good. 2 more just like that. If you notice any pain, make your circle smaller. So right ear towards the right shoulder. Good. Take your head back. Good. Left ear, left shoulder. And chin over the left shoulder. And back through center. Good. 1 more time through. So chin over the right shoulder. Right ear towards your right shoulder. Great. Head back. Nice. Left ear, left shoulder. And then chin over the left shoulder. And back through center. Fantastic. Now let's reverse the direction. And again, if there's any pain, just make the circle smaller, right? So tilt your chin down. Good. Chin over the left shoulder. Left ear, left shoulder. Head back. Yeah. Right ear, right shoulder. And chin over the right shoulder. And forward. 2 more just like that. Great. Left chin, or chin over the left shoulder. Left ear, left shoulder. Head back. Yeah. Good. Right ear, right shoulder. Chin over the right shoulder. And forward. 1 more time. Here we go. Chin over the left shoulder. Good. Ear to the left shoulder. Head back. Nice. Right ear, right shoulder. Chin over the right shoulder. Fantastic. And then gently come back through. Good. All right, let that go. And if you've got your legs crossed, let's go ahead and just switch the cross of the legs, right? Or maybe shake them out a little bit as well. Cross the way that may feel a little different, a little foreign. All right, so now let's open up the shoulders a little bit. So we're gonna work the right shoulder here. So you're gonna bring your arm into a nice, strong, you're gonna show me your biceps here. Okay. And then with the left hand, we're just gonna gently keep this right side from moving around. I just want the movement to come from the shoulder here. So basically you're just gonna make a giant circle with your right elbow, right? So we're gonna lift up towards the sky, and then open to the side, and then take it back, and then down. Good, and then reverse. You're gonna take it back, and then open to the side. Again, it's the elbow that's making this big circle here, right? Without moving the torso. 2 more just like that. So elbow up, squeeze that bicep out to the side, and then bring it back and down. And back up. Side, forward, and down. Good. Let's do 1 more. Up, out to the side, and around to the back and down. You got it. Good. And then back, side, and forward, and down. Fantastic. And the same thing applies here. If there's any pain in the shoulder, just make the circle smaller. It's fine. Do what you can do without pain. That's what's important. So let's move on to the left side. So you're going to show me those biceps here. And we're going to lift up, side, all the way around, keeping that torso nice and straight and down. Good. And then work your way, reverse it. Side and forward. 2 more just like that, right? Up, side, and back, and down. Good. Notice notice how this side might be different than the right side? And last one, here we go. Side and around. Good. And then back, side and around. Fantastic. Let that go. All right, come around, uncross your legs. Come around to your hands and knees. All right, and then from hands and knees, a little cat and cow of your choice here. All right, so you can inhale on cow and exhale cat, or if it's better for you to do the reverse, do the reverse. Just get your spine moving at this point. Good, 2 more. Great. Return back to a neutral spine and let's set up for downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So check your hand placement, that you're at least shoulder distance, if not a little wide in the shoulders, right? And then get active in those fingertips and claw into the mat, but keep your index knuckle down. And notice how that frees up the heels, right, of the hands there. Scoot your knees a little further back so they're not directly underneath the hips. And then when you're ready, tuck your toes under and lift up and back and find your downward dog. Good, and then from here, feel free to pedal it out. And bend one knee at a time, just stretch. Do what feels good here. If it feels good to, move the hips a little bit here, do that. If you like skier dog that Sue does, do that. Excellent. And then hold your dog and gently walk your hands back towards your feet. So you're going to come to Uttanasana at the back of your mat. So standing forward bend. And feel free to grab your elbows if that feels good. You can bend the knees here if there's too much tension in the back of the legs. And feel free to nod yes and no. Just let it go. Good. And then again, paying attention to the details today, right? Firm the muscles in your legs. Feel those muscles engage. Place your hands on your hips. Extend your spine. Lift your chin. Inhale, rise all the way up with strong legs. Good, and exhale, hands to your heart. Fantastic. And then let's go ahead and walk up to the top of our mats, or I'm going to face you this way here. Good. And just have your block handy off to the side. If you have one, great. If you don't, it's not a big deal. All right, so with the feet hip distance apart, we're just going to do some ankle rolls. You're going to turn the ankles out, so I'm coming onto the outer edge of my feet, and then you're going to turn in and come on the inner blades of your feet. Good, do that a couple more times. So out, and then in. 3 more, out, and in, good, and out, and in. Great, 1 more, out, and in. Fantastic. Now, if you have a block, we're going to take that block and you're going to place it right between your ankles, like so. If you don't have a block, the whole thing can be done without the block. No biggie. Good. All right. So squeeze your block with your ankles, if you've got that there. And let's try lifting just the big toes, but keep the other 4 down. Yeah, good. And then release the big toes down. Now try lifting the other 4, but keeping the big toes down. Good, and release. And now big toes lift, and down. And the other 4 lift, and down. Good, 1 more time like that. So big toes, and down. Good, and now the other 4, and down. Fantastic. Okay, keep squeezing that block. Now you're gonna lift all of your toes, and let's just do some toe taps with the big toe. So the big toe taps down and lifts back up. Taps down and lift. Good, 2 more, tap and lift, and 1 more tap and lift. Fantastic. Now let's try the other 4. So keep the big toes lifted, but press the other 4 down. and then lift. Good, touch. I know you've been missing this, and lift. Good. 2 more, down, and lift. Great, and down, and lift. Fantastic. Okay, and our favorite, here it's coming. Lift all your toes. Working from the outside in, start with the pinky toes, lower them down. Then go to the second toe from the pinky, and now the middle toe. Good, and then second from the big toe, and now the big toe. Are your toes listening? All right, lift all your toes again. Let's go the reverse direction, right? So lower the big toes. Okay, here we go. Second toes. Anyone, is that working for you? Yeah. Mine takes all 3 go next, right? So just do the best you can, and then we'll go to the middle toe, and then second from the pinky toe, and then finally the pinky toe. Good. All right, and then from here, I've got one more for you. We're just gonna curl the toes under. Great, and then release, let it go. And again, curl them under, and release. 2 more, curl under. Good, and then release. And one more. And release. Awesome. Okay, so pull that block out if you've got the block. Good. And we'll do a little thoracic spine movement here before we do crescent. So you're going to cross your arms over. I don't care what direction, it's not going to matter because we'll switch it halfway through, right? But I want you to keep, the movement comes from above the pelvis here. So we're just moving this area here, actually the neck's moving just slightly as well. Okay? All right, so here we go. You're gonna hug the elbows into your torso. Tilt your chin down towards your chest like you're doing cat pose. Good, and then you're gonna side bend to the right. Good, now keep the elbows hugging into the torso, and now take it back. So you're arching the back like you're doing cow pose, but the elbows are hugging into your torso. Good, and then take it over to the left. Awesome, and then come forward. Good, 2 more like that. So side bend to the right. Take it back, side bend to the left, you got it, and then come forward. One more just like that, side bend right, good, and then take it back, right. Left, and then forward, good, and then let it go. And then we'll switch direction. This is one of my favorites, this feels so good, right? Okay, so let's switch, and we need to do some things that feel good right now. Okay. So hug the elbows in once again, nice and tight to your torso. Keep them glued down. Side bend to the left. Good, now take it back. Side bend right. Fantastic, and come forward. Round that back, good. And again, 2 more like that. To the left, back, to the right, and then forward. And one more to the left. Back, right, and forward. Woo! All right, let that go. Okay, so let's try our crescent pose after opening up that thoracic spine. So feet hip distance apart. Inhale, stretch your arms up overhead. Good, with your right hand, take hold of your left wrist. Root down into your feet and stretch up and over to your right side. Good, and breathe. Can you keep your chest nice and broad? And again, paying attention to the small details. Can you breathe a little more into the right rib cage here to create a little more space? Now keep the space, but tilt a little more. Good, you're doing great. Inhale, come back center, and exhale, release. Let's do the other side. Inhale, stretch up. Good, with your left hand, take hold of your right wrist, root down into your feet, and stretch up and over to the left. Yeah, chest is broad, chin is lifted. Good, and then breathe into those left ribs, create space and tilt a little more. Awesome, inhale, come back center, good, and exhale, release. So let's try that same thing again, but with the feet together. And notice how that may differ for you. Inhale, stretch up. Good, with that right hand, grab the left wrist, stretch up and over to the right. Good, broaden that chest. And again, create the space here in those intercostal muscles, right? The muscles between the ribs. Lift and then tilt. Good, inhale, come back center, very nice, and exhale, release. Let's do the other side, inhale. Good, with your left hand, grab your right wrist, root down into your feet, stretch up and over to the left. Nice broad chest. Breathe into the left rib cage. Awesome. Inhale, come back center, and exhale, release. Fantastic. All right, let's get ready to do some sun salutations. I know you're ready, right? So come to the top of your mats. I'm going to turn sideways just so you can see everything that I'm doing. All right, so from the top of your mats with your feet hip distance apart, inhale, stretch your arms up overhead. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift, so lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold. Good, bend your knees. Place your hands, step or walk yourselves back to your down dog. Great, and then from here, little down dog lunge. So inhale, stretch the right leg up and back behind you, and exhale, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Now pivot your left heel to the floor, so it looks like a warrior 2 foot. Maybe just a little bit of a wider stance than you do for normal warrior 2, right? And then walk your hands over to the left. Right, so this is a funky one, right? We have lunge going on in the lower half of the body, but then you have down dog going on in the upper body. It's a really wonderful stretch. Good, and then inhale, walk your hands back through center, come on the ball of your back foot and we'll lower the back knee. And then stretch the right arm up. Good, little twisted lunge here. Draw the shoulder blades a little more towards one another. Head back, throat back. Open up that heart. Awesome, and then touch down, and here we go, our favorite lizard pose. So re-extend your spine, lift your chin. Feel free to stay upright here, or if you'd like to lower down onto the forearms, this is a nice option as well, right? So just make it yours and do what feels good to you. And notice your breath, right? After doing some of the that thoracic movement and crescent, I know for me personally, it just kind of opens up so that I have more space and I can breathe better. Good. So if you're lower down, go ahead and come back up and lift your back knee off the floor. And exhale, step back to your down dog. And breathe. Awesome. All right, left leg, here we go. Inhale, stretch the left leg up and back. And exhale, step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Right? Now, if you get stuck kind of midway, it's totally fine to lower the back knee, and then you can place the foot just outside your hand, right? And just readjust as you need to. Pivot your right heel to the floor, right? So we've got that kind of warrior 2 foot going on. And then walk on over towards that right front corner of your mat. And I know for me, sometimes I just like to shift a little side to side. That feels really good to me in this pose. Good. And then walk your hands back center. Come on the ball of your back foot. We'll lower that back knee down. And stretch the left arm up. So now we're on the other side. Draw the shoulders a little more towards one another. Throat comes back, head comes back. Gorgeous. And then release, touch down. Take a lizard of your choice here. So again, you can stay upright or you can lower down onto the forearms. But keep a nice extension in your spine. We tend to kind of round down in this pose. So stay nice and long. And then press back up on your hands if you're lower down, and exhale, step your way back, downward facing dog. Good. And then on your next inhale, step forward, walk forward between your hands. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, extend your spine, and exhale, fold. Good. Firm the muscles in your legs, place your hands on your hips, lengthen your spine. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to your heart. Great. Okay, here we go, Anjane. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Great. Bend your knees, place your hands. Inhale, step your right foot back first. And lower your right knee to the floor. Good. All right, and then as you're ready, now if you need some padding underneath that knee, by all means, put a blanket, put something underneath there. Take care of yourself, or actually create a little bit more roll in your mat. And then we're gonna come up to that front thigh. And again, focusing on the details here, getting all of our senses involved in our practice today. So from your feet, can you firm the muscles from your feet all the way up your legs? You feel the contraction happening, right? Not only in the calves here, but all the way up in the thighs, right? And then from your pelvis, can you keep the contraction? But now lengthen back out and come a little deeper. And then tone your belly, get nice and tall, good. And then inhale, stretch up. Very nice. And then exhale, bring your arms into cactus, and we're gonna bring our hands into fists. So all of you are gonna show me your strong biceps here. Yeah, looky there, okay? And then from here, we're gonna rotate at the elbows here, right? So we're gonna rotate down, and then come back up. And again, rotate. Let's just do 2 more. Try to keep the upper arm nice and horizontal. It's not coming along for the right here, right? It's just kind of hanging out. Good. And now stretch back up and touch down. Step back, down dog. Nice. Now inhale, come forward. Y'all have missed this. Come on, mighty plank. You have got this, and feel free to lower onto those knees. I've missed you. Push away here. Even round that back a little bit. Good. Feel the contraction in the muscles, right? And let's add to it. So with your hands, can you energetically try to widen them towards the sides of the mat and hug them back towards your feet or knees, as the case may be, right? And then from your pelvis, you want to keep that contraction, but from your pelvis, can you create length through your spine and lift your chin and look forward? Yeah, you got this. And then lower down. Good. All right, some cobra hovers here. So point your toes and activate those toenails and press them into the mat. Place your hands underneath the shoulders and just a smidgy wider than that. All right? And then here we go. So you're gonna inhale, baby lift, and hover your hands at the same time. Really tone the belly, and then exhale, lower. 2 more like that. Keep the toes rooted. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. And 1 more, inhale. Good, and exhale, lower. Great, and press your way back, downward facing dog. All right. Inhale, stretch your right leg up and back. And exhale, step your right foot through. Okay, here we go. Anjane on the other side. So lower the left knee to the floor. And again, take care of yourselves, do what you need to do. And then come on up. And then focus on the small details, right? So from your feet, can you engage the muscles in your legs? Squeeze, right? Like you're scissoring the legs together. Feel the muscles in the legs contract, and you want to keep the contraction. And then from your pelvis, can you lengthen back out, right? Create a little more freedom here, but you've still got the energetics of the muscles. And then tone the belly, lengthen your spine. Inhale, stretch up. Good. And then exhale, we're going to find those cactus arms again. And rather than having the fists face each other, they're going to face away from each other. I feel like I'm an Egyptian, right? But anyway, they're facing away from each other. And then here we go. So rotate down, same movement. And come back up. And again, rotate down. And back up. Good. And 1 more, rotate down. And come back up. Fantastic. And now stretch the arms back up. And touch down, step back down dog. Nice. On your next inhale, step walk or float forward. And exhale, fold. Good, inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Nice. Firm the muscles in your legs, hands on your hips, extend your spine. Inhale, rise all the way up. Good, and exhale, hands to your heart. All right, so Anjani again, and we'll add a little crescent in along with our twisted lunge. Right? Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Good, bend your knees, place your hands. Inhale, step your left foot back to a lunge. And then lower the knee. I'm notorious for switching up sides here, right? So notice if you went automatically to the right side, right? We're doing the left leg down first, right? And then come on up. So firm the muscles in the legs, right up into the pelvis. Keep that, and then lengthen back out. Tone your belly, extend your spine. Inhale, stretch up. Good. With the right hand, grab the left wrist and stretch up and over to the right. And feel that opening. Good. And then inhale, release. Touch down with the left hand and stretch your right arm up. Yeah. Good. And then release and step back, down dog. You guys are doing great. And again, inhale, mighty plank. You've got this. Come on, challenge yourself. Push away, right? And then try to widen the hands towards the sides of the mat and hug them back towards your knees or your toes. And then from your pelvis, create length and extend out through the top of your head. Excellent. And then lower down. And again, point your toes. And connect the toenails into the mat. Have them stay grounded. And then hands underneath your shoulders and just a smidgy wider. Inhale, baby lifts and hover your hands. Exhale, lower. 2 more just like this. You got it. Inhale. And exhale. And 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Fabulous. Press back down dog. All right. And inhale, step your left foot forward, lunge. And lower your back knee to the floor. And then come on up. Good. So again, focus on engaging the muscles in the legs from the feet all the way up into the pelvis. All right, so you have that effort going on. And then from your pelvis, lengthen back out. Create a little more freedom. And then tone your belly, lengthen your spine. Inhale, stretch up. Good. With your left hand, grab your right wrist and stretch up and over to the left. Throat back. Good. Very nice. And then inhale, release. Touch down with the right hand. Left hand lifts. Yeah. Good. And then release, touch down, and step back down dog. All right, on your next inhale, step forward, walk forward. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Good. Firm those muscles. Pay attention, right, to the small things. Hands on your hips. Lengthen your spine. Inhale, rise all the way up. Good. And exhale, hands to your heart. Okay, so now we're going to repeat that, except we're going to add a high lunge in at the beginning. Okay? It's going to be great. You're going to love it. Do it with me. Come on. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Good. Bend your knees. Place your hands. Inhale, step your right foot back to a lunge. Good. So we're coming up to a high lunge. If you're needing to modify today and lower the knee, that's perfectly fine, right? Feel free to take that option. And for those of us that are a little wobbly in our lunges, I'm going to recommend taking your left foot a little wider. And then come on up. All right, and then stretch up. Good. Very nice. Now, with your right hand, take hold of your left wrist. I think I screwed this up, guys. Either way, we'll get both sides in, so if you're not on the same side I am, don't worry about it. Okay. Bend that back knee slightly, and so whichever leg that is for you, squeeze that back glute. And then stretch up and over towards the front leg that's bent, whatever that is for you. Good. Nice. And then inhale, come back center, touch down, right? And then you're going to stretch what? Maybe the right arm, but maybe the left. Good. Very nice. And then touch down and step back down dog. All right. Inhale, mighty plank it. Come on, you got this. Push away. Get nice and light, and then try to widen the hands and hug them back towards your feet or your knees. And then from your pelvis, create length and extend. Woo! And then lower down. Nice. Good. All right, point your toes. 3 cobra hovers again. Inhale, lift and hover. Exhale, lower. And again, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lift. And exhale. Good. All right. And press back, downward facing dog. Awesome. So inhale, step your left foot forward. It may be your right for you. Just be on the other side. How about that? Okay, so back leg, take it a little wider if you need to, and also feel free to keep the knee down, right? And then come on up. Good. So firm the muscles in the legs, tone your belly, lengthen your spine. Inhale, stretch up. Good. And then outside hand is gonna grab in, stretch towards the front bent knee, whatever that is for you. Good, now bend your back knee a little bit here. Squeeze your back glute. Yeah. Good, and then inhale, come back center, touch down. And stretch your arm up for your little twisted lunge here. The only difference is we have the back knee lifted. Awesome, touch down, and then step back, down dog. Good, take a child's pose. Right? And then bring your seat back towards your heels and release. Good, and then press yourselves back up. So BJ and Eileen and Kim, I'm hearing you over there. I know, you were asking for a child's pose. There it was. Okay, so on your hands and knees here, we're gonna do a little bit of stuff for the hips here. So the hip circumduction that we do standing, right? Those of you that have been with me, that's when we're making the big circles like this, right, with the hips. We're gonna just isolate and kind of break it down and do parts of it, right? So that we can open up the hamstrings a little bit. All right, so from the hands and knees, and you guys are gonna love this if you haven't done it, okay? So here's what we're gonna do. Bring your right leg back, bend your knee, right, to 90 degrees, and then without arching your back, so we don't wanna create cow back here. In fact, you wanna tone the belly, kind of like crazy, really tone the belly. And then lift that right leg as high as you can, squeeze your butt for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, good, and then gently release. Leslie, this one's for you. All right, and here we go, number 2. Bend the knee, squeeze, right? So I got my foot flexed here, right? And I'm not overarching my back for 3, 2, and 1, release. Good, and again, leg back, squeeze in. So really tone, right? Your right buttock, your right hamstrings here. Squeeze. And release. We got 2 more. You got this. Hang with me. This is just one piece of the puzzle, right? All right, back you go. Squeeze. For 3, 2, and 1. Release. Great. We got 1 more. And here we go. And squeeze. For 3, 2, and 1, and gently release. Good. And if you need to kind of shake out the hands, that's fine. Also, for those of you that start getting, if it's too much wrist tension, right? If you can do this up on your fists, okay? It's perfectly fine, right? We'll take a break between sides though. Now, here's where we're going. So now it's gonna be back and then out to the side. But here's the deal, you don't want the hips shifting. So one of the things I like to do is I use a block for this. So if you have it, great. If you don't worry about it, right? A mirror would be great though too, because then you can watch and look. All right, so here we go. So right leg back, squeeze your right butt, and then take the knee out to the side without shifting the pelvis though, right? You wanna keep everything nice and stable for 3, 2, and 1, release, good. All right, we only have to do 3 of these, right? So 2 more. All right, back you go. Squeeze, out to the side. Right, so if you've got a block, right, it's hard to cheat because if the block falls over, that tells you you're shifting your pelvis in some way and compensating. And release. Good. 1 more, here we go. Back to the side. Squeeze. Woo! And lower down. All right, now the last one we're gonna do for this side, you're gonna bring the right knee slightly forward, right, and then out to the side. So it's just gonna target a different area in the hip socket. And again, keep your block there if you can, right? All right, so right knee slightly forward and then out to the side and squeeze for 3, 2, and 1. Release, good. 2 more. So knee slightly forward and out to the side. Squeeze. 3, 2, and 1. Release. All right, 1 more and then we're done with the right side. Good. All right, knee forward. Excellent. And then out to the side. Squeeze. Right? Keep that block from moving though. You want to keep everything nice and stable. Fantastic. And then gently release. We'll pull the block off. Now, one of the things I like to do, I call this kind of like an angled child's pose. So widen the knees, and you're going to shift your seat more towards the right heel. So you're going to go a little more to the right, and then angle your hands over to the left so we can stretch this whole area in here on that right side. Awesome. Okay, come back up. You guys ready? We got the other side to do. Okay. All right, and again, feel free, right? Fists are great. Or you can do ridge tops here as well. Okay? All right. Good thing we only have 2 sides, right? Okay. All right, left leg, here we go. Up and back, squeeze. Right, so you want to lift as high as you can without doing this though. Okay. Right, so don't go into cow back. You want to keep your belly nice and toned and then squeeze. So a little hip extension here for 3, 2, and 1. Good, release. All right, and again, here we go. Up, squeeze. Yeah, for 3, 2, and 1. Release. All right, and again, squeeze, tone your belly. Right, it's all in the details, the small details. Feel those muscles contracting and engaging. Great, and then release. Believe it or not, this helps make those hamstrings more flexible. All right, 2 more. Squeeze. Tone your belly. And release. Good. All right, last one like that. Up and squeeze. Good. And release. All right, now we're going to take it back and then out to the side. Here we go. Back, squeeze, out to the side. Good, and then release. Forgot my block, all right? So if you've got that block, just stick it back there, right across the low back, sacrum area. All right, 2 more like that, squeeze, and then out to the side. Awesome, release. We got 1 more like that. So up and back, tone your belly, and then out to the side. Good. And then release. Anyone else getting some cramping? Isn't it fun? It's great. All right, here it's perfectly fine, right? All right, so now we're going to bring the left knee slightly forward. And then out to the side and engage. Just targeting a different area in that hip socket. Yeah. Creating a little more mobility, if you will. And then release. Good, 2 more just like that. So knee forward. And then out to the side and squeeze. And release. And last one. So left knee slightly forward. Good. Out to the side, squeeze. And release. All right. Take that block off. Widen the knees. Bring the seat a little more towards the left. And angle your hands over to the right. And just stretch that whole left side. Good. And then inhale, come on up to hands and knees here. And we're going to work a little Parigasana. So if you don't have a blanket to place underneath your knees, if you want to create an extra roll on your mat, you can do that just to create some extra padding. I personally like to have some extra padding underneath my knees. So I'm going to use a blanket here, and I'll face you so that y'all can see. Okay. All right, so come up on your knees here. And we're going to start with the right leg. So take your right foot, out to the side, and we'll start with the bent knee here, right? Okay, so right forearm comes down, right? And you're gonna push away here with the right forearm into the leg, and then stretch the left arm up and over. Yeah, and breathe. Good. So those of you in my class, right? What pose is this modified? Yeah. You guys see it? Side angle, right? Modified side angle with the knee down. Excellent. Inhale, come on up, and exhale, release. So right knee down, and let's do the left side. So left forearm on your thigh, right arm up and over. So open up, try to turn your chest a little more towards the sky, and use your left arm for gripping here to push into the thigh so that you can open up. Good. Excellent. Inhale, come on up. Very nice. And exhale, we'll bring that left leg in. Now, let's take the extended version, right? So we're going to point the toes here if it's available. If this causes too much cramping, your foot's just not happy doing this, feel free to angle the foot, or you can bring it forward. Both are fine. Otherwise, point the toes. Bring the arms out to a T. Flip your right palm to face the sky. Inhale, stretch up. And then exhale, reach. Good. And then touch. And then left arm up and over. Beautiful. And now some of you may have the capacity here to actually touch the floor, right? Or you can use a block back here as well, right? Just to create a little bit more of an opening, right? And so how have we changed this pose up? We've just straightened the front leg, right? So what pose would that be for you? Anybody? Okay. Triangle, right? Yeah. Inhale, come on up. Very nice. And exhale, right knee in. Okay, here we go. Left side. So again, you got your options. Point, foot forward, foot at an angle, whatever works for you. Arms out to a T. Flip your left palm to face the sky. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, reach. Just tap. Good. Right arm up and over. And then again, some of you may be able to touch the floor, right? Or use your block here as well. Just intensifies the stretch if you want to go there. We may not want to do that, and that's fine. Good, good, good. And then inhale, come on up. Very nice. And exhale, we'll bring that left knee in. Okay, so back to your hands and knees. And let's find down dog again. So claw that mat, scoot your knees a little further back, tuck your toes, up and back you go. Good. Awesome. Feel free to walk it out a little bit here. Good. Okay, so that stuff I had you do here, right? The stuff for the hip here, a little bit of kind of half circumduction, if you will, because we didn't go all the way around. Let's see if that did anything for you, right? So walk your hands back towards your feet. And I know we did one of these in the beginning. But notice, right? Hey, the back of my legs feel a little more open, right? Or no, Liz, that's not happening today. That's fine, right? Grab your elbows, just notice. It's all about the details, right? Good. And then firm the muscles in your legs. Place your hands on your hips. Extend your spine. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to your heart. Great. So from the back of your mat, that's where we should be. Let's work a little warrior 3 since we've got those hammies a little more open supposedly, right? And you've got a free arm choice here, right? So we can do airplane arms. You can do what I call jet arms, right? Or you can bring the arms forward. This one will be most difficult just because of the lever you're creating. And you can do the hands at the heart as well or interlace them behind you. There's lots of variations. So pick one and stick with it. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, step forward on your right foot. Good. And then here we go. Start to tip over, right? And you choose your hands, right? Your arms here. Good. But try to extend from the pelvis, not only out through the top of the head, but through your back leg as well, right? And create this nice length here. But keep that left hip turned down. It has a tendency to open up. Great. And then inhale, come on up. And exhale. Let's do the other side. Inhale, stretch up. And exhale, step forward on your left foot. Good, and then here we go, tip over. So it may be here as well, right? Just depending. We're gonna do 2 sets of these. So pick your choice here with the arms, but try to create a nice long spine. Good. And then release. All right, one more set, here we go. Inhale, stretch up. Change up your arms this time. Exhale, step forward on your right foot. Right? And then start to tip over. Good. Keep that back foot active. It can be a point, it can be a flex, it can be a floint, right? Good, and then inhale, step back. And exhale, hands to your heart. All right, second side, inhale. And exhale, step forward on your left foot. And then tip over. Again, just change up the arms that you did from the first set we did. You got this. Good. Try to keep that right hip down though. Good. And then step back. Awesome. And hands to your heart. Great. Okay, so let's get in a little chair pose with me. So with the feet hip distance apart, inhale, stretch up. Good, and exhale, sit down in that chair. Good, so lift your chest, right, and then pay attention, okay? So you're gonna lift your left heel and your right toes. What? Yeah, try it. And then try to level back out and sit a little deeper, right? So left heel, right toes are lifting. Good, inhale, rise up, very nice. And exhale, hands to your heart. And let's try the other side. Inhale, stretch up. And exhale, sit down. Good. All right, so right heel lifts, left toes lift, right? So at first it's a little wonky, so see what you can do to create a little more balance, right? A little more symmetry, and then sit deeper. You got this. And then inhale, rise back up. Good. And exhale, hands to your heart. All right, now let's take it into eagle pose. Inhale, stretch up. Can't not do eagle in my class, right? Exhale, bring your right arm underneath your left. And then move side to side, just open up that back and come forward. Good. All right, and then start to work your way back up. You guys are doing awesome. Okay, and then from center, I miss you. Okay, from center, here we go. Inhale, stretch up. And exhale, hug in, sit down in your chair. Good. All right, so from here, right, just like you did in chair, we're gonna lift the right heel. So this is a nice bus stop or stopping point. You might wanna wrap the leg. You can also use a block here as well if you have one available. Again, not mandatory whatsoever, right? Or you might be able to hook your foot. But keep your spine nice and long. Squeeze your legs into one another. Yeah, and then see if you can sit a little deeper. Good. And then release. Inhale, stretch up. And exhale, hands to your heart. All right, here we go with the other side. Inhale, stretch up. And exhale, left arm underneath. And stretch this side out. It's a little side to side movement here. And then work your way back up. All right, here we go. From center, inhale, stretch up. Exhale, hug in and sit down in your chair. So lift the left heel. Maybe wrap the left leg over. Maybe hook your foot. Okay. But get nice and strong by squeezing the legs in towards one another. Hug in a little tighter, lengthen your spine. And see if you can keep that and then sit a little deeper. Yeah, you got it. Good. And then release. Very nice. Inhale. And exhale, hands to your heart. Awesome. Okay, so for our last little sequence here, since we've opened everything up from gate pose, right, and then we got the hamstrings open, let's try a little variation on side angle, right? So come to the top of your mats. It's gonna be great, you're gonna love it, right? Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Good, bend your knees, place your hands. Inhale, step your right foot back to a lunge. Now pivot the right heel to the floor so that right foot's parallel with the back of your mat. And you're lined up front heel to back arch. Again, we're being mindful of details today. And then come on up, warrior two. Good, so engage those muscles in the legs, right? Just like we were doing when we did Anjane in the beginning. And then from your pelvis, extend back out. Very nice, good. Let's add a little reverse in. So flip the left palm to face the sky, reach towards your back leg, but without compensating and bending that back knee. So keep this nice and strong. In fact, you're drawing that back thigh bone a little further back behind you. Great. And then inhale, back up warrior two. And then exhale, right? We're gonna bring the left forearm down, right arm across your ear. Good, and for some fun here, lift your left heel. Oh yeah. Feel that left calf? I do. All right, even more fun, should you choose, extend the left arm. You got this. Great, and then release, touch down, step back, down dog. All right, inhale, come forward. This is the last one, guys. You got it, mighty plank. Push away here. Nice and strong. And then try to widen the hands and hug them back towards your feet or your knees. And then create length in your spine. Lift your chin. Yep. And then exhale, lower down. Good. For this one, let's bring the arms at our sides. And connect the toes into the mat. Bring your hands into fists, right? So the palms are facing the sky and then the hands are into fists. Now hug the shoulder blades towards one another. Lift your arms as high as you can, keeping them nice and straight. And then try to hug them towards one another at the same time. Now lift your chest. Good. Squeeze your butt. And then from your pelvis, extend and lengthen out through the top of your head. Throat comes back. Excellent. And then release and press back. Down dog. All right, guys. Second side. Woohoo! And then we're done. All right, so inhale, step your right foot forward between your hands. Good. And then place that left heel to the floor. Again, so it's parallel with the back of the mat. And front heel and back arch are lined up, coming up into warrior two. All right? Flip that right palm to face the sky. Reverse your warrior. Keep this left thigh bone drawing back. No bend in the knee here. Nice and strong. And then inhale back up. Good. And exhale, right forearm down, left arm across your ear, side angle. And then for some fun, lift that right heel. Good. Even more fun, extend the right arm. Woohoo! And then release. Beautiful. Touchdown, step back, down dog. Excellent. All right, here we go, Kim. This is for you, child's pose. All right, so let's do a little bit for the back here, right? So come onto your bellies. Just a little bit, I promise, okay? All right. So hands underneath the shoulders here. We'll do some cobra hovers again, except we're going to hold them just a little bit longer. So once again, push the toenails into the mat. Right? You'll feel those kneecaps kind of tighten, right? And maybe possibly lift off the floor so the legs are engaged. And then here we go. Inhale, baby lift. And then hover your hands. Good. And then from here, create length by extending from your pelvis out through the top of your head, right? To get a little bit higher, throat back. You've got this, chest broad, beautiful. And then release, turn your right cheek to the mat and relax. All right, second set here, we have hands back under the shoulders and just a little bit wider. Anchor the toes, inhale, baby lift and hover. Good, and then from your pelvis, extend and lengthen out through the top of your head to lift a little higher. Yeah. Good, throat back. And release, good. Left cheek to the mat and relax. All right, last one like that, hands back under the shoulders. Inhale, baby cobra. Cover your hands. And then from your pelvis, extend and lengthen out through the top of your head. You got this. Good, and then release. And again, right cheek to the mat. Great. Arms out to a T, a little variation on Shalabhasana, right, or locust pose. So legs together if we can do it, right? Inhale, lift your chest. Good. Open up those arms. Nice and high, right? Like you've got wings, right? And then float your tails. Good. Something hurts, legs can go down, or you can separate here too, right? And just change it up a bit. But from your pelvis now, extend out through the top of your head and extend out through your tailbone to lift the legs a little more. Yeah, you got it. And then release. Left cheek to the mat. Good. Second set. Here we go. Arms back out to a T. You've got this. Inhale, lift your chest. Good. Arms. Woo. Float your tails. Yeah. And then from your pelvis, extend in both directions to lift a little higher. Yeah. Awesome. And release. Good. Right cheek to the mat. Okay. One more. Arms back out to a T, legs together. Inhale, lift your chest. Yeah. Wings and your tails. And get nice and high. Good. And release. Fantastic. Left cheek to the mat. Relax. Good. Okay. So prop up on your left elbow. Yeah. Little half frog here, Ardha Vikasana. Bend the right knee and then reach back with your right hand. Take hold of the top of the foot, elbow towards the sky, right? So we have a little external rotation in the shoulder. So encourage the heel a little closer towards the seat, but keep your torso, see how I'm turning towards you? Don't do that. Keep your torso facing the back. Yeah. And then pull in so you get a nice little quad stretch here. And then release. Good. All right, second side. Here we go. Pull that heel in a little closer towards your seat. Tone your belly and keep your torso facing down towards the mat rather than opening up to the side. Great. And then release. Stack your palms. Rest your forehead. Good. Okay, ready or not, here we go. Dhanurasana, right? Not done with your asana. Dhanurasana, bow pose. So bend your knees. Okay, so we've got no hands ma as an option. We got one leg, we've got both. Okay, any of those are an option. What I will ask though is notice our knees tend to widen to compensate. Try to keep them hip distance apart, right? Not really wider than that, but hip distance. And then here we go. On an inhale, kick back with those legs. Yeah. Good. Throat back. Are you breathing? Good. And then release. Very nice. Right cheek to the mat. We got one more. All right, second set. Here we go. Bend your knees. All right. So if you did one leg, just do the other leg this time with no hands ma, no hands ma. Right? It's fine. And then here we go. Inhale, kick back to lift. Yeah. Good. And breathe. Awesome. And then release. Good. Left cheek to the mat. Good. And then work your way back to your down dog. All right, pedal it out. All right, so let's work on a little long Parsvottanasana, or that's what I call it. This helps, creates a nice extension and helps after we've done back bending, right? So step your right foot forward between your hands. Good. I intentionally have a long stance, so this is not like our regular pyramid pose, right? And then if you want some blocks, feel free to have those available. If not, coming up on your fingertips is fine. We do the best we can, right? So start to straighten the right leg as best you can. See if you can draw the right hip back, left hip forward. Now your back heel can help you out here. So if you need a kinder variation, a little less intense, lift your left heel a little higher. If you need a little more, root the heel down, right? Good. And then tone your belly, lengthen your spine. So starting a halfway lift, and honestly for me this is plenty. So especially for my front hamstrings here on the right leg. If you need a little more, fold further forward, right? Bring your chin down towards your shin. Yeah. Otherwise, stick with me, okay? Good. And then bend your right knee, step back, down dog. All right, inhale, step your left foot forward, lunge. Let's get the other side. You may find the sides totally different, but start to straighten your left leg to the best of your ability. Hug the left hip back, right hip forward. Good, and then that back heel, do what you need to with it. Find it, where it feels good for you. And then tone your belly, lengthen your spine, halfway lift, or fold further forward, chin towards your front shin. And you may find a totally different story on this side. I think I'm permanently part of the tight hamstring club. That's just the way it goes. All right, so bend your front knee and step back, downward facing dog. All right, and then lower your knees. Come seated. I'm gonna have you guys, I'm gonna face you here just so we can do it together. Right, so go ahead and let's bend the right knee. We're gonna place it like we're doing Ardha Paschimottanasana, so half Paschimottanasana. And then with the left leg here, we're gonna take the hands down, back behind us, create a nice long spine, externally rotate the leg, and then internally rotate. Good, externally rotate. Try to let your knee do the guiding rather than your foot, and then turn in. You got it, 2 more, out, and then in, and again out, and then in. Good. And now come back center. We're gonna add more fun into it now, right? So now you're gonna lift the left leg. Yes, you're gonna lift the left leg and you're gonna hold for 5. You can do it, come on, 4. Keep a long spine, 3, 2, and 1, release. See, and you've already forgotten about your back. You're good to go. All right, 2 more just like that. Here we go, lift. Good, long spine, so no hunching or rounding here. Try to be nice and tall, and release. You got this, we got 1 more. Here we go, lift. Good, and lower. Okay, so now we're gonna add on. You're gonna lift, hover the leg, bend the knee in towards the chest, and then we're gonna take it into butterfly, right? Or Baddha Konasana. Now get out of Baddha Konasana. So lift the left leg, hover, extend, and back down. All right, you got 2 more like that. Here we go, left, lift. Good, knee in towards the chest. Open up, Baddha Konasana. And now hover, extend, and down. 1 more. All right, so lift, knee in, Baddha Konasana. Good. And then lift, extend, and back down. Fantastic. All right, I call this flash dance here, right? So you're gonna take your right hand back behind, you'll come up on your right shin and just lift and stretch. Good, and then release. All right, and let's switch legs. Good. All right, so turn out with the right leg and then turn in. Whole leg is turning out and in. Out and in. Good, 2 more. Out and in. Stay nice and tall. And out and in. Great. All right, here we go, more fun. Okay, so hover the right leg. Keep your spine nice and straight though, right? So lift up, 3, 2, 1, and release. Got 2 more. All right, here we go, lift. For 3, 2, and 1, release. Anybody else, Charlie horse? Yeah. Okay, it's all right. Here we go, lift. 3, 2, and 1, release. Okay, so now we're gonna lift, bend the knee in towards the chest, and take it into butterfly Baddha Konasana, right? So here we go, lift, knee into the chest, and then delicately try to place it This is challenging, right? And then lift, extend back out and down. Good, 2 more. Lift, knee into the chest, Baddha Konasana. Lift, extend, and down. All right, last one. Lift, bend, Baddha Konasana. Lift, extend, and down. All right, so left hand back behind, and then here we go. Woo! Great. Awesome. And then lower back down. And now go ahead and cross your left leg over. Let's get a good twist in before we settle in for Shavasana, all right? So left leg crosses over. Take your left hand back behind you. You can use a block here as well if it's difficult to create a long spine, right? Definitely use a block mat. So push away from the mat and extend. Inhale, stretch the right arm up. And exhale, hug your knee into your chest, or feel free to take your elbow to the outside if you're ready for that, right? But broaden your chest and lift your chin and look over your back shoulder. Good, and then inhale, move your gaze through center and look over your front shoulder. Yeah. Good, and then gently release. And if you'd like, you can, here's your chance, you got your disco move going on, right? So we can turn to the right, flip around, wah, 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 and we'll be on the other side. Yeah. All right, don't worry if it didn't work, just what you liked. Take your right hand back behind. Push away from the mat and create length in your spine. Inhale, stretch your left arm up. And exhale, either hug your knee in, right, or elbow to the outside. But stay nice and broad in that chest. We did a lot of opening in those intercostal muscles today. Lift your chin and look over your back shoulder. Good, and then inhale, move your gaze through center and look over your front shoulder. Excellent, and then gently release, little side to side here. Yay. All right, and it is time, right? So come on your backs. And before you settle in, go ahead and hug your knees into your chest. Feel free to rock a little side to side if that feels good. Good. And then come back center and squeeze in nice and tight, but be still. And for those of us with tight hip flexors, it may feel better to separate the knees a little bit, and that's fine, right? Either way. Just so you can create a little stillness and a little bit of a squish, if you will, for the internal organs there. Draw your chin down toward your chest, but keep the back of your head rooted on the mat and just squeeze. Oh, good. And then release. Extend your legs and stretch your arms overhead. Point your toes. Whoo! Stretch your bodies. Good. And then relax your legs. And then lower your arms and just find a position that's comfortable for you. I like a hand on my heart and a hand on my belly. So just be comfortable and be on your side if that's better for you too. a deeper breath to fill your body. Softly allow some movement in your fingers and your toes. Stretch your arms overhead and point your toes. Bend your knees. And curl to your right side or left side. Use both arms and gently turn your hearts a little more towards the mat as you bring yourselves up. And once again, find a seated position that supports you. All right, sitting nice and tall, draw your palms together in front of your beautiful heart and bow your heads. Thank you for honoring me with your presence today. It's been such a joy guiding you through our practice. And remember to spend some time focusing on the small details. Use all of your senses to stay present, right? And not let the outer chaos so that you don't take that in. The light and the goodness in my heart honors the light and the goodness in yours. Always. Namaste.
Namaste.
I love you guys. I miss you. And I can't hug you and touch you, but I will do this. This is what we did in California when the kids couldn't clap for each other. Because we were in portables, and so we all shared sides. So here's what we did. It was called a punchy cheer, and this is what it looks like. Yes. Love you. I miss you. Bye.